week 11 of the NFL season, and our record is it's kind of bad, but it's improving every single week. We took a bunch of bad L's in the mid part of the season. Week 9, 10, 11, 8. We have been absolutely, I feel like, dominating. I mean, we've missed a couple picks here and there, but for the record, it's looking good. I'd have to go back and watch every single one of these, and maybe one of you guys can let me know down below, but I don't think I've picked the Steelers to lose one time all year. Bam! They played the Titans on Thursday Night Football, and of course, I had the Steelers winning, and I had Antonio Brown in every one of my fantasy football leagues. Now, I know I say this every single week that when we start off 1-0 from Thursday Night Football, that this is the week I go undefeated. I'm going to say it again. Week 11. 11 is my favorite number this week, and this is the week that we do. Detroit Lions, Matthew Stafford, that wide receiving core against the Chicago Bears in Chicago. Definitely is going to be a super cold game. It should be a close game as well, but I'm going once again with the air attack of Matthew Stafford, Golden Tate, and I like to see the Lions win here. They will win, and they'll probably win by a bunch. I'm just going to say this. If you have the Jaguars in fantasy football or you play daily fantasy sports, the Jacksonville Jaguars defense is a must-play today. They're going up against the Cleveland Browns, who have yet to win a game. Funny fact is, the last win that the Browns got, Johnny Manziel was at quarterback. That's crazy, right? Not really. Anyways, I've got Blake Bortles and the Jacksonville Jaguars defense putting up a bunch of points in Cleveland. Jaguars surprised nobody, and they continue to win. Now, I picked the Packers to lose as I'm reading reports that Aaron Rodgers is trying to come back for this season. I don't know if that's possible, but it would be really interesting to see. You got the Ravens versus the Packers. I had the Packers losing last week, and they came in and they won that game. Very impressed with Mr. Hundley. Is he going to do it again against the Ravens defense and Joe Flacco, who's not a very good quarterback? I don't think so. I am actually going to take the Baltimore Ravens in Lambeau with that defense, and Joe Flacco has thrown like 25 interceptions in the last 2 years. Doesn't matter. I've got the Ravens in Lambeau beating the Green Bay Packers. Honestly, every time we talk about the Houston Texans, I just kind of get upset because Deshaun Watson was so fun to watch, and knowing that he's out for the season definitely stinks, though. We got the Texans, and they're going up against Adrian Peterson and the Arizona Cardinals. I like the Arizona Cardinals here in Houston. I know it's a home game for the Texans. without Deshaun Watson, without J.J. Watt, it's a shame, but I've got to go with the Cardinals beating the Houston Texans. Good old South Florida juggernauts, man. We got the Tampa Bay Bucks versus the Miami Dolphins in Miami. Jay Cutler versus Ryan Fitzpatrick. The Buccaneers were on a massive losing streak. They turned around. They won a game. Dolphins got blown out by my Raiders 2 weeks ago. Whatever. I like the Miami Dolphins here. I know that a lot of people might be favoring the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but I like the Miami Dolphins here to come in a home game. It's going to be hot. It might be raining, but I do like Jay Cutler, Jarvis Landry. I feel like those two young bucks that are running the football for the Miami Dolphins, they'll split the carries, and I think they'll have a pretty good game. I've got the Dolphins over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now this next one, you've got the Rams and you got the Vikings. Case Keenum has been amazing. Adam Thielen, he's been great as well. And the run game for the Minnesota Vikings, not to mention their defense. And you've got Jared Goff in the most insane offense/defense I think anyone has seen in the NFL this year. The Rams are on point. Their head coach is amazing. I was watching like a documentary on all their audibles and stuff. It was so crazy. This is definitely going to be a close one. I've favored the Minnesota Vikings all year. I've also favored the LA Rams all year. So it's a kind of a coin flip game for me. It is in Minnesota. And I'm actually going to take the LA Rams over the Minnesota Vikings. I think this pick is going to be very, very close. But I like the LA Rams on offense more than Case Keenum on the offensive side for the Vikings. So I'm going Rams over the Vikings. Now, as much as I want the New York Giants to beat the Kansas City Chiefs, it's not going to happen. I hope it does, though. But I am going with the Kansas City Chiefs over the New York Giants as they continue to tank and get glory with the #1 overall pick. I mean, the Browns are going to win one, I feel like. And then it's going to be Giants, Browns. And I think the Giants are going to come out on top with that #1 overall pick. Washington Redskins versus Drew Brees and the New Orleans Saints. And honestly, I should be saying against the running game of the New Orleans Saints. It's crazy to know that every time you watch the Saints, you're like, oh, Drew Brees, he's got to pass for 400 yards for them to win. But this year, they've got a run game, and it's actually really, really good. I've got the New Orleans Saints over the Redskins, man. They're going to continue to pile drive everyone. They are playing amazing football. The Buffalo Bills going up against the LA Chargers at home. I don't know if there's going to be anyone at this game. I'd be very, very interested to see a screenshot from the stands of this football game. Now, AFC West Chargers, Buffalo Bills who beat the Raiders. Now, this is going to be honestly, I want the Chargers to win for the fact that if the Raiders continue to win, we need to get into the wild card. The Bills beat us. They're ahead of us in the wild card. If the Chargers come in and they beat the Buffalo Bills, I will feel a lot better than the Bills beating the Chargers. So I am going with the LA Chargers of Phillip Rivers to knock off the... Why is Tyrod Taylor benched? Somebody let me know down below because it doesn't make any sense to me. Y'all Bengal fans, I know we have our ups and downs. I know you... I love you, though. I picked y'all last week. You let me down. The Red Rocket let me down. I thought he had that game, and the Titans pulled it out today. They're going into the fly zone. That's right, the fly zone of the Denver Broncos. And I'll be honest with you, Broncos don't have a quarterback. Their offense is atrocious, and their defense is getting lit up. Does that mean that the Bengals have what it takes to beat the Broncos? Possibly, but I'm going to take the Denver Broncos here. Unfortunately, I got the Broncos over the Bengals, but I think it really is going to be a close game. Oh boy, the moment you've all been waiting for, right? Finally, I get Derek Carr versus Tom Brady. You know how I feel about Tom Brady, and you know how I feel about Derek Carr. This game is going to be a high-scoring game. I truly, truly believe if the Raiders can establish a running game, that Derek Carr can match Tom Brady drive for drive. I really, really do. It's going to be a home game in Mexico for the Raiders. The defense. Tom Brady's going to torch our defense. It's facts. Can Khalil Mack get pressure on Tom Brady? I think he can. And with that, I think the Raiders get their first interception of the year. Khalil Mack takes over on that defensive line, and the Raiders beat the Patriots. That's right. I've got the Raiders over the Patriots in Mexico. Playoffs staying alive. Yo, I was looking at Carson Wentz's stats. If I'm correct, it's 23 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. 23 touchdowns. Absolutely insane. There's no Zeke, just like I said last week. There was no Zeke, and what happened to the Cowboys? I'm telling you what, I've got the Philadelphia Eagle fans. I got the Philadelphia Eagles just absolutely crushing, destroying the Dallas Cowboys in Jerry's world. They improved to 9-1. Cowboys go to, I believe, 5-4. Should be a good game. Watching Carson Wentz is always fun. Eagles continue to win. I feel like I've been on the Falcons bandwagon with these picks. They've won some games that you guys said they would lose, that I had them winning. And then they lost some games where you guys said they would lose, and they lost. So I'm definitely in a coin flip here because I've taken the Seahawks a ton as well. This Monday Night Football game is going to determine, in my opinion, whether we're undefeated or not. I am going the Atlanta Falcons. The Seahawks defense is so banged up. I feel like the pass rush of the Falcons last week. I got the Falcons over the Seahawks to cap it off, to prove our record over 500 for the first time in several weeks. Let me know how you feel down below. As always, guys, enjoy your Sunday with friends and family. I'm signing out. Until then, go Raiders. They gotta win. I'm signing off Twitter if we're losing. Don't tweet me.